His skin was brown, wavy hair almost black, which he kept short, and a dusting of dark stubble adorned his cheeks. He was average in stature, but taller than Berkeley, and had surpassed both parents in height by the time his voice began to change. He was average in build as well, between his father's compactness and mother's lithe grace. Handsome, he supposed. He'd certainly been told as much by courtiers and lovers, and by his mother. Josie had gifted him a beautiful doublet that she'd made for his coronation, which he wore again today. It was rich in colour, with alternating panels from blue to teal to green, meant as a bridge between kingdoms, so he never forgot where he came from. He looked weary, otherwise, but presentable. He hadn't been sleeping well, but even after a bad night of insomnia, he still looked closer to 20 than 30. He was 29, in fact. He'd aged a little from travel to other kingdoms, but barely more than a year's worth in appearance since turning 22. He knew it bothered his parents that his aging would continue like any normal human while he ruled Emerald, but he was sure to be long-lived enough that he hadn't hesitated to answer Reardon and Jack's summons, even knowing it shortened his life. It was how one lived that mattered, not how long. He started to leave his chambers, but had to pivot back. He'd forgotten to retrieve his crown. 'Twas the same one passed from Henry to Reardon, Henry having worn a princely coronet while regent. It still sat too heavily on Bertram's brow, gold with inlaid emeralds, but when addressing one's people, a king needed to be king, even if he still had no idea how to rule them right. Some citizens were calling for a return to when magic was outlawed. Most didn't mean it to the extent it had once been, but that it should be forbidden outside the home, and that children should be shackled with magic-blocking limiters until they came of age. It was far too extreme for Bertram to accept, but he also understood why they demanded it. As magic had become more accepted in Emerald, more people lived openly, more were moving here from other kingdoms, and overuse of magic had become a problem, spilling unchecked onto the streets, and even used during minor arguments. Something needed to be done, but what wasn't an easy answer. Bertram nodded to the castle guards he passed along his way to the central foyer, all of whom bowed. They were a good sort, but inherited from the previous reign.